Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Eden Zero, Chapter 85. When we last left our heroes, a week after Shiki's murder, Rebecca was still held captive by Drakken, but after a conversation with Laguna, she decided to take a shower, and her feelings for all of her friends started to bubble up, specifically for Shiki, which activated her Cat Leaper power, which threw her back in time to waking up after the bath at the beginning of the arc. Ramifications of that are still not quite established, especially does that mean that Rebecca's nightmare is also a different future that she's lived through already? But we'll probably have to deal with that in the weeks to come, so let's jump right on into Chapter 85, Our Future. And our picture here is Zhao Mei hanging out at the Coliseum with a bunch of plushies, who I think were there in the Mildian Coliseum arc. I don't remember exactly. It's not exactly my favorite arc. Anyway, we jump right where we left off, with Rebecca having woken up from the future, and Happy looks at her. Are you okay? And Rebecca is still sweating, shocked. We don't actually know if she recognizes the future she's lived through as an actual future, or if she still thinks she had a nightmare. We're not exactly sure yet. Where am I? My room. Also the infirmary. It's gotta, and Rebecca just starts crying, and Sister just looks at her. Happy, Sister! Wah! Agua! What's gotten into you? I had the scariest dream. It was so real, I'm so glad it was a dream. Ooh, that's a bad sign. If she thinks it's a dream. And Sister just looks at her. It was a dream. It was a dream, wasn't it? Sister, is everybody okay? How are Shiki and Wise and Homura? They're fine. And Rebecca keeps crying, and she starts to calm down a little bit. She stops crying and turns to Sister again. So, how long was I out? About half an hour. But it was a pretty eventful half hour. And Rebecca looks at her, having a very bad suspicion of what she's about to hear. You remember, we were being followed by that mysterious giant warship, and Rebecca knows what's coming. We managed to shake them, but I guess they weren't ready to give up. They're back. What? This is familiar. When Shiki found out about it, Rebecca's trembling now, realizing what this means. It's just like what happened in my dream. We see Shiki flashback. They're hounding our ship, and I don't like it. Please, Great Demon King, wait! There's a witch trying to stop him, and Rebecca pounces. Where is Shiki? He's still in the launch deck. Happy, get me Pinot. Maybe it was just a dream. And she ties her, I think there's a blanket, or maybe a towel, I can't really tell, around her body to give her some modesty. And Pinot turns to Shiki. Master, I have a transmission from Miss Rebecca. Rebecca? She's awake? Yo, Rebecca, you okay? It's apparently a video chat, because, Wise blushes. Whoa, what are you wearing? And Homura smiles. This is a relief. Now you can fight alongside us. And Rebecca starts tearing up again. They're all okay. Thank goodness. And she, pauses for a moment and steels herself to say what she needs to say. Hey, everybody. Don't go out to fight. I need you to listen to me. And Shiki stops. Please. And they all gather in the meeting room. It seems like Rebecca's already told them about the future. A dream? But it felt so incredibly real. I can remember the fear and the pain like I was actually there. In my dream, we lost to Drakken, and he killed Shiki. Aha, that is a bad dream. And Wise just looks at her skeptical. But just a dream, right? I hope so, but I had a really bad feeling about this. That's why I stopped you. Indeed. And Witch turns to Hermit. Do you think it was a precognitive dream? And Hermit looks at her. It's never been scientifically proven that anything like that exists. Sorry, my mouth, I said this in another video, but it's feeling really dry lately. I don't know why. Which is making, sometimes hard to say things. Like we're seeing here. But if we assume that Rebecca has gone back in time, that might explain it. Wait, Hermit is more ready to accept time travel than fucking precognitive dreams? I mean, I guess in a world with ether gears, that might make sense. Especially if she's at least partially aware of Cat Leaper. At least aware of the idea of time traveling ether gears. Maybe she's not fully, this is Cat Leaper. But if she's aware that it's a possibility, it might explain it. And they all have very different reactions. Shiki's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Hermit's wide-eyed. Sister is terrified by that idea. Which means that she seems to have some history with time travel. Actually, I say that time travel is a really weird thing, but this is a world with the chronophage. So time travel does kind of... A very impractical form of time travel does definitely exist in this universe. And given that Sister was on Gilst right before it, got chronophaged, maybe that's causing her reaction. But everyone else is on Gilst too, so I'm not sure. But that reaction Sister's giving on page 9 is not as simple as it might be time travel. That's fear. That's panic. She's literally sweating. Gone back in time? Remember how it felt when your ether gear powers awakened on Sunjewel? If we hypothesize that feeling indicated the true nature of those ether gear powers, and we flash back, like I pointed out when Cat Leaper was first discussed, back even before we had the name Cat Leaper, when Shiki died, somehow I feel like time is going backwards. Then it's possible that you experienced some event into the near future, and then came back to this point in time. You made a time leap. A time leap? Moscow time! Moscow does not know what's going on, but he's talking about it. Now that you mention it, this is a witch. We did detect a slight change in Lady Rebecca's ether while she was unconscious. In other words, her ether was altered when her consciousness from the future overrode her consciousness in this time. So time really went backwards? We could call her a self-chronophage. A horrendous name. Homura shuts that down. But the difference is that a chronophage turns back the time for an entire planet. And its targets don't know it happened. They don't keep their memories. Yeah, she's right. This is very different from a chronophage. Like Wise. And Wise, looks off to the side. I don't want old man memories. Rebecca's time leap only brings her back to the past. And there's a high likelihood that she has retained her memories. Then what I saw was the future that's about to happen is only a possibility. With a chronophage, those outside the planet can observe when a change has happened. For example, those not on Norma could tell that it had gone back 50 years. But with Rebecca's time leap, no one but Rebecca can observe it. In other words, this is all hypothetical, and it would be difficult to prove. Excuse me? And Rebecca pauses for a moment. And Happy asks her, Is there something you saw later that we can check on now? Rebecca pauses for a moment. Of course, Belial. Belial? That beekeeper bully? They had captured Belial. And she turns on her B-Cube and she checks Belial's channel. She has a new upload titled, I dumped some gross smelly soup on the woman who got so carried away she thought people actually cared about her videos. That's from Sunjewel. Her thing in Sunjewel. Such a cruel title. She hasn't updated in a whole week, but Belial usually posts a new video every day. And she makes a phone call, and she calls Couchpo from Gilst, I think. Couchpo! Becky, long time no see. You know what Belial's up to? Hey, I haven't seen her in a while. With the policy changes BQ rolled out this month, malicious users like Belial don't get any more ads on their videos, so... Got it, thanks Couchpo. We're really bringing in the YouTube comparisons here, And she hangs up, and Couchpo is just like, what the fuck was that about? And Rebecca is putting all the pieces together. She hasn't updated her social media in a week either. They did get her. And Happy looks at her. Then that means everything I thought was a dream might really happen. But what do we do now? We can't beat Drakken, but I can't just abandon Belial. And Pino looks at her. Even after she was so mean to you? We used to be friends. Oh, that's interesting. And Wise, for some reason, our next shot is of Wise. I'm not entirely sure why, because I don't even know that Wise has met Belial. Maybe briefly on Blue Garden after Norma. Or maybe after Norma. That was when Homura joined. But, not recently. Not really had a connection to her. Shiki would make more sense. Anyway, and the Belial was captured because of me. And we flash back to her conversation with Drakken. She's put you through a lot of pain, hasn't she? Ha ha ha. Now look at her. That's what she gets. So I can't just sit and do nothing. And Witch stands up. What do you mean? Well, it's complicated between us. And Shiki just stands up, slams the table. If she's Rebecca's friend, then she's my friend too. Shiki? Let's go rescue her. Well, that settles that question. I mean, it's not like there was any real way that they were not going to rescue her. And Drakken, not Drakken, Sister looks at him, but this is a guy you'll never beat in a fair fight. And Homura, why am I so bad with names right now? Hermit smiles. Exactly. A fair fight. Indeed. We have information about the future. We have but to use it as our weapon. But I don't know if I'll be able to time leap again if we lose. There's now like a growing confidence among the crew. We won't lose. There's no greater weapon than information. Okay, then I'll tell you everything I know. Time for a strategy meeting. And just then, it's coming. The miner, Seth, and Slime, and what's-his-face, cowboy guy, here to invade the ship. The whole ship rocks, everyone falls over. What the? A part of the Eden Zero's shield has been damaged? Impossible. How? And Rebecca, of course, recognizes all this. It's them, the ones who used Drakken's power to board our ship. And I think it's Seth talking. Well, here we are, gunman. What do we do about the crew? And Slime, kill them all. Don't break anything that looks valuable, Maria. Those little... I thought they came because we invaded their ship, but it looks like they were going to break in either way. So far, everything's following the future you saw. But guess what? And Shiki's smiling now. From now on, it's going to be our future, and they all get ready to fight, and they are in a much better position this time, because now the whole crew is still here, and not on Drakken's turf. But that's the end of the chapter. Alright, so... yeah, I think definitely Rebecca right away needs to tell Hermit about Seth overtaking the systems, because that's what really screwed them over last time. What allowed the 4 shining stars, or the 3 shining stars, I guess, to get overrun. That was really the moment all hope was lost. Was when they lost access to the bots. So that needs to be, like, first thing. Also, cowboy guy, whose name I will at some point remember, being able to, like, go invisible with Seth's destruction. Let me see if I can find, what's-his-face's name. Give me 5 seconds. Is it Diego? I feel like it's Diego. I'm on the wiki right now. Yeah, Diego's the cowboy. That sidetrack, that tangent. Sorry, for some reason I'm really scattered today. Don't know why. But yeah, so basically, the crew all believes in Rebecca now. There was some discussion like, oh, what if they don't believe Rebecca? What if they don't believe in time travel? And I think it makes sense that they did. A, because she's their friend, and there's no reason she would lie to them. And B, because apparently Rebecca has told them about her fight with Nino, which does make sense. So that, gave them the realization that she is time travel. She has gone back in time. We don't really know how or the exact way it was caused. We have an idea that it was done by her feelings for Shiki. Nothing more specific than that. And then, yeah, the first version of the arc, Belial Gore Arc A, is starting to play out here at Belial Gore Arc B. But this time, the whole crew is still on the Eden Zero, and so they can fight back from, with their full force, and with the knowledge of Seth and Diego's abilities. So things are looking up for the crew. So I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!